जय हिंद यार बेली मित्रों। मैं कैप्टन एनजे सिंह एक बार फिर आपसे जुड़ा हूँ। आज इस वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे that if you are a CPL and without a job, then what to do, what are the things that you can do to enhance yourself as a person and look for jobs, what kind of jobs you can look and how to do it. Before I proceed further, I want to thank everybody, all the subscribers, all the people who have contacted me through different mediums like the Instagram or YouTube comments and LinkedIn. So based on those feedback, I have made this video. Now, before I proceed further, I want to tell you that as a pilot, there are few things you must keep in mind. In fact, as a human being, you must keep in mind that as the time progresses, you must improve by the day. When I say improve by the day, that means you must add on some qualification, some additional, skills in you. Once you get into flying, initial part of your career, maybe 5, 7, 10 years, you will be busy, building up your hours and career, the flying linked, achievements. However, as the time progresses, you will find that you will still be able to have time to cater for other things. Also, our career is like that at any time of your career, you may have to bank on the qualifications that you have acquired either before joining flying or during the initial part of the flying. So, considering that in mind, so let's talk, if you're a CPL, what all you can do. First thing I want to say is that as a CPL, your aim is to get into the cockpit. If you want to get into the cockpit, today the airlines are not hiring, the non-schedule is hardly hiring, but the things will change. The things will change, it will take time. As per my estimate, it will take 1 year at least for the pure CPLs to get into any kind of a cockpit or other. Now, if the delay is likely to be 1 year, 1.5 years, you shouldn't be wasting these 1.5 precious years, because you can add on to your qualification. Now, even after 1.5 years, when the things open up, you will realize that there would be 20 vacancies and there will be at least 1,000 to 2,000 people applying for it, which means that the people who are hiring will have a option to pick up the best guys. And how they will pick up the best guys? That based on your knowledge about aviation. So, in other words, you must continue to study your subjects which are related to aviation. The things that you have studied during your, say, CPL, your training, ground training, and the practical use of those subjects when you did the flying for CPL. So I estimate or I suggest that you must study about 4 to 5 hours a week. So if you have already studied all the subjects, that is navigation, the MET, the regulation, and all the subjects that you have already passed in your CPL exams, if you continue to study them, you will find that firstly you can update yourself, you can revise them quite fast, and every 1 to 2 days you can finish on one topic of a subject, which means that within about 3 to 4 months you can finish the complete syllabus, and that must be your aim. So that is first thing. Second thing, now you must update yourself whatever is happening as far as a field of aviation is concerned. There are few technologies which are coming new. You must keep yourself updated through different mediums, either through the net, either through either you are connected through the LinkedIn or through your WhatsApp groups, wherever you find the information. Because when it comes to interview, they will expect you that you are at least aware of those topics. Okay, having built up what we want after 1 to 1.5 years, let's look at the things that what you can do in the present scenario. In the present scenario, what you can do is that the first thing that you can pick up a job is if you have a family business. So if you have any business, whether it is a showroom, a shop, a business, or a services related business, whichever business it is, I feel that if you can get in there, please do that, because doing your first job in your life is very important, because not only you will realize how to get up in time and reach office in time, how to talk to your clients, how to meet your deadlines, how to sell yourself or sell the product that you are related to. So there is so much of learning when it comes to job, rather the first job. You might have exposure to these things, that is making your timelines, getting them in time, and all these things in school also, but that is at a different level. When it comes to job and when you have a lot of options, you will realize that you are picking up the right option will make a lot of difference, and that is the first learning that you do in any job. So you must pick up a job, and if it is possible, your family job, because it's easier to get in. Now when it comes to job, I would say that I would prioritize this job scenario from the least to the highest. That is, highest is of course when you want to get into the cockpit, and least is at least you should get in there because you want to do a job. So first is, the least option is non-flying job. Now a lot of people whom I have spoken to, they have given me an impression that a lot of people are fairly qualified, which means they are either an engineer or they were already working in the IT when they went for CPL, but now they are stuck because of non-availability of flying jobs. So my request would be, if you can get into any job which you are related to where you have the qualification. That means if you are a BTech, say in electrical, try and find a job which is related to that, because it will be easier to find a job in that field. If you are not a qualified engineer or graduate and you went for your CPL immediately after 12th, I would suggest that please start your graduation, because graduation is a must for a lot of things. It may not be must for flying, at least as of now, but it definitely helps you and gives an edge in the long run. And this is the time. Get into graduation. That means it may be on online graduation, or it could be distant learning graduation, or you want to join the just college and decide in between if the flying opens up to shift over to online. I leave it to the options to you, but you must get into graduation if you are just for 12th pass. Because now when you get into a job, the first thing that you have to do to get into a job is interview. Now again, as I said, first job is important. Equally important is how do you prepare for the interview. So that's another big exposure, because when you will finally go for a cockpit vacancy, again an interview would be conducted. So the job that you will get in will give you a satisfaction. It will give you money for your future. When you go for your type rating, you will require a lot of money, and also it will give you the utilization of your time which you have at this time. That is from now to the getting into the cockpit. The second thing that you can do is non-flying job but in a flying company, which means all airlines, they have ground staff. Now this ground staff could be flying related or non-flying related. When I say flying related, it could be a job of a dispatcher, it could be job of a radio operator, or it could be any other job which is directly related to flying but on ground. So this will help you to be in touch with the aviation. This will give you a good exposure towards what actually goes on behind the scene. That means other than the cockpit, what all goes on for the flight to get airborne, and post flight what are the documentation required, how it is done. Also, if you are not getting into a flying related job, even a ground job like airline asking for a security officer or ticketing person, that also will help you. Because other than all the advantages that I have told you earlier, all airlines, they have a internal job progression, what is called IJP. So internal job progression, they will ask for, they know that they have certain CPL in their ground staff, they will give them preference, they will give them preference and the edge over the others whom they have to take from outside with certain condition, like you should have worked in that company for certain time, say 6 months or 1 year, and you will find that the company will pick you up for because you are CPL for your initial training. So that edge will additional to you when it comes to opening up of the market. The other thing that you can do, a ground job in a flying company would be if you join a non-schedule. Now, in my earlier videos when I have talked about how a non-schedule operator works, you realize that all the jobs of which is done by different people in a airline is probably done by one or two people on ground. So if you are that one or two person, you will realize that you will have exposure to, you know, filing of the flight plan, the taking the METARs, taking the NOTAMs, passing it to the pilots, you know, taking weather and helping the, you know, air crew either when they have reached the cockpit or before they reach the cockpit. Post flight documentation, that means the flight plan which is used in the flying, how it is important, where it is, you know, kept after the flight is over, and what are the common mistakes people do. So you will be well aware of it actually when you, before you enter the actual cockpit. Also, you will have exposure to the other documentation of DGCA that is relevant to the, you know, reference to the very relevant cars, which are, you know, very important. A person should know. You realize that because you are on ground, other than your, you know, flying studies that you are doing about 4 to 5 hours a week, you will realize that you can actually go through all these cars because they are affecting you day-to-day working in a you know, non-schedule flying company. So it will be a very, very good exposure if you can get into a, you know, non-schedule ground job. The next thing that you can do is flying related job but still on ground, that is becoming a ground instructor. Now this ground instructor again could be two. One could be if you become a ground instructor for, you know, teaching, that means you start teaching subject that you already studied in your CPL. So this will keep you absolutely current. This will, you know, help you to, you know, brush up your knowledge, and you will be able to, you know, teach others and probably, you know, improve your own knowledge. Now this probably is, you know, fits into the people who have, you know, bent of mind towards studies and who are good in studies and who can explain the thing to, you know, student pilots in a better way. Other than this, you could be a synthetic flight instructor, which basically means that most of the, you know, small simulators have a, you know, ground instructor for that, you know, small static simulator where they do certain hours which every pilot has to do. So you could be an instructor there, and nothing, you know, no superior qualification is required for that. Now other than this, the next thing that you can do is become a cockpit job, that is you become a flight instructor. Now this is the best, I mean top of the, you know, priority job that you should look forward to. However, it has its own, you know, pros and cons. Now the pros would be you will do two important things. That means you will earn your money, fair amount of money, and you will be able to keep your logbook alive and keep adding to your hours. In fact, I keep saying any pilot who is adding hours to his logbook and who is getting money, that means he is doing the right job, doing everything correct. Now it's only a question of getting more money and flying a better aeroplane. That's it. That means you are on right track. Secondly, you will have a good exposure because the exposure as an instructor is tremendous. Because not only you have learned from your mistake, you will be, you know, surprised to see how people or what kind of mistakes people can do. Other than this, the con is that you have to spend some money, you have to do certain hours before you can get into a job, and you know, you have to probably tie up with the flying school. Also, invariably the flying school will ask you for a bond. That means they will take you as an instructor on the particular aircraft, say Cessna 172 or whatever, and they will tell you that you have to, you know, do at least 2 hours of 2 years of you know, flying with them, so that they have some kind of stability. So these two cons or these two negative points you have to keep in mind. Firstly is that you have to spend a little more money, and secondly is that there may be a little amount of bond, 1 to 2 years or whatever you have to tie up with them, which you have to serve them before you can leave them, and when the market opens probably you can get into an airline. These are the, you know, some of the jobs you can look in. I have already told you, you know, to summarize in whatever in last about 10 odd minutes, is that you must do some job. Do not stay at home and just waste your time on, you know, internet. Please pick up a job. The job should be at least where you have whatever you have learned, you know, whatever you know, knowledge you have acquired. It could be whatever graduation stream you have done. Secondly, if it is a non-flying job, it could be preferably in a flying company if you can lay your hands on, and in flying company also a flying related job, then to be pure ground related job. Thirdly, if it is in an airline, airline does give you a internal progression, and you will be able to get into a flying job when the market opens up. Next is that flying related but ground job, that is the synthetic instructor or ground instructor. Best of the lot would be that you get into a instructional flying and become an instructor. Now comes the second part of it, how to do it. Now there are certain things which are specific, that is getting into flying for as instructor is you have to tie up with the schools. Other than that, a lot of people, especially who are new CPLs, they do not have their resume and they do not know how to apply. So I want to kill it here only. As far as resume is concerned, you must make 2 resumes. One resume which should be flying resume, which should have the basically your flying related parameters or your details, that how many hours you have done, where you have been flying, if you are an instructor, that how many instructional flying hours you have, and etc. And of course the general about biodata of yours. For non-flying jobs, this flying part will be very minimal, but you have to talk more about other your achievements which you have achieved either in school or college or while doing graduation, which is either you were a school captain or you were active in your cultural activities. Whichever you have done, you must add more of them and very minimal of your flying part. So get your resume ready. And last is that you must apply to all the airlines. Now all airlines have got their website, and if you see on the website, in the bottom line there will be a column of career. You go to career section and there you will be able to upload your resume. They will ask you for certain hours, what are details they will ask you, just fill it up, at least get into their data bank. You never know when the time changes, and this data bank will be of a huge requirement or a huge success or a huge help to you to get into the job. So I hope this video has helped you to think correctly, get into the line, what to do, how to apply for jobs, and how to prepare for your jobs. Also, one more thing that I want to add on, please get into the correct sites or right sites, which is like LinkedIn, which are specific to getting into the different industries, and they are job oriented sites. So do log on to them so that you will have exposure to more and more information of related things. So I'm sure this will help you. So till my next video comes, Jai Hind. How to do दोबारा यार नहीं हो रहा ठीक, स्टार्टिंग ही साली गलत होती है.